Good morning. It's 11:03. I'm Dave Globin. You're not Boogie with the Bull Morning Caffeine for Monday morning, February 26th is live and on a device somewhere near you. With us today, William Rayfield from the Patriots Lab. And I want to say good morning to everyone on the Patriots Lab network who may have the privilege of watching us. And if you feel so inclined, share today's testimony everywhere you are. William, some opening words? Ray?
Good morning, Dave.
What do you want me to call you? Do you want me? I just go to William all the time, but do you want William? Do you want Ray?
It don't matter. It don't matter. Just don't call me late for dinner.
I won't do that. And I won't call you Collect either.
No, you can call me Ray, like you've
Okay.
called. That's not a problem. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. As always, Dave, thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure to have an opportunity to break coffee with you. Oh, it's not breaking bread. Drink, share a cup of Java with you, should I say?
That's right. Yeah.
Life is good, sir. Life is good.
Good. How was your weekend?
Like yours, not long enough. Not long enough. But it was good. It was peaceful. Just relaxing, catching up from the week prior. And just trying to take it as it comes. Take it as it comes, man. But other than that, everybody's in good health. Of course, my had another death in the family. So I appreciate all the prayers from the prayer warriors out in Patriot Nation. It helps a lot. Believe me, it helps a lot. But other than that, man, I can't complain. As you can tell, your man's ready for NASCAR. The Daytona 500 just kicked off NASCAR season. So we in full swing. And y'all know I'm repping my man, Junior, number 8, till the day I die. That's my guy right there. His dad, the Intimidator, he was bad, but I'll rock with Junior. But other than that, man, it's good.
Yeah. Always been a running joke between me and David Bray here on Facebook. Not the Patriot Rocker David Bray, but he probably could be. But David Bray and I have been joking back and forth because he knows Kevin Harvick, and I've always said it would be wickedly cool to get David Bray and Kevin Harvick on a Boogie with the Bull live from Daytona with Mr. Bray, with Mr. Harvick joining us, because I understand that he is no longer driving anymore. He's just moved himself up to a team owner, president, CEO, whatever you want to call him, the man who has the vision behind the team. And I don't know if it's congratulations or condolences, because I'm the wrong one to talk about that when someone who's driven for a long time stops driving. It's a sad situation in my life. But anyway, we don't want to dwell on sad things today. Our continued prayers do go out to the Rayfield family on all sides and everybody over the passing of your uncle and the passing of your grandfather. And I got to say this, and I probably shouldn't, but they always say things come in threes. So I'm praying that, I don't know who the third is, but I'm praying that.
That was one of me and my wife's best friends, Shannon. She got murdered up in Illinois.
Oh no!
But they found the gentleman who committed that terrible murder, because he also murdered another young lady within the same 48-hour period. So they got him. That's what I care. That's what I care about.
Someone, a citizen or a imported citizen.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Just a regular citizen. But if you want to talk about tragedy committed by an illegal, I know everybody's heard about the tragic death of Laken Riley, who was a University of Georgia student who was tragically killed by the hands of an illegal that was somehow released by the state of New York and Alan Bragg after endangering a child, and they had escaped and went to Texas. And then this here, no, they came through Texas, went to New York, got arrested in New York for endangering a child, was released, then went, I guess, to Georgia, and yeah. So prayers go out to Lake and Riley and her family. There'll be more about that in the lab tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
What?
But it's crazy.
What do we do in that situation? Because I've always said we should grab them, and when we get them, we should deport them. But the problem in deporting them is that they're not going to wait out the rest of their natural life in a cell wherever they came from. So what do we do? Do the taxpayers face the burden of supporting an illegal for the rest of their natural lives in jail? Because my wife and I don't talk politics a lot because she's on the independent side and I'm very bullheaded on the Republican side, and so I don't have that back and forth with her. And where I'm on Social Security disability, which is not taxable, and she's still working as a taxpayer, we don't have those conversations either. But what do you think we should do?
Well, there's nothing we can do right now. I mean, you see the way the system is set up. You have some places that have no cash bond, low bond. They don't prosecute these people. First things first. I mean, if the border wasn't so wide open and people were being vetted, I mean, there are so many steps that could have been taken that could have prevented the tragic death of Lake and Riley. It's just, I don't know. Remain in Mexico policy. So many steps that were just blatantly overlooked. Could have prevented, in my opinion, could have prevented this. Yeah. But the sad thing, this is going to be a new norm. It's sad to say it's going to be a new norm. There's too many of them here, and like Trump said, these places have, because he was from Venezuela. So like Trump said, they're sending their worst. They've emptied out their jails. They've emptied out their insane asylums. They unfortunately, this is something we're going to have to deal with for many years to come.
Yeah. I read that the Venezuelan nationals, like you said, are not the cream of the crop. That MS-13, I guess, is welcoming them in New York. I don't know if it's a family relationship that they already have, but I guess they're welcoming them to become part of the family. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, the crime is going to, the crime is going to come with all of this. The crime is going to come with all of this.
Yeah. Today, everybody's heard the judge wants the $353 million judgment against Trump, and he wants the first $100 million interest payment on top of that for something like a total of $450 million. And as I said in the green room before we went on, I'm banging my head against the wall going, this is not how America works. I mean, I understand that, yeah, when there's a judgment against you before you go to be able to appeal, maybe you have to put that judgment in escrow. That I can understand if you have it, but up in the big leagues, I just don't understand. There's no reason to me why Merrick Garland, and I'm going to say Merrick Garland. Usually I say marinated in garlic, but today and from today on, I'm going to say Merrick Garland. There is no reason why Merrick Garland should continue being the Attorney General, the head of the Justice Department, because it's just wrong. It's just wrong. They are now doing whatever they can to keep Donald Trump from running. And thanks to Nikki Haley, I guess he is now one step closer to becoming our nominee and hopefully winning in 2024. So, your response?
I'm too busy typing away. I didn't even pay attention. Shoot that back at me again. I'm typing away.
That's okay, because I was doing the same thing when you were talking. I was trying to send out shares. It's tough. I mean, I enjoy it. It's busy work. It's hard being a host and a live producer unless you have years of experience like you do doing it and others do.
That comes with technical hiccups and everything. I tell people, hey, when you watch a live podcast, guess what? You get live shit. If the microphone drops, if the camera drops, if I gotta go to the restroom and you gotta listen to my music, whatever you get, that's what it's all about, being live.
Yeah.
So
I tell people it's the same thing. I always say it's the pleasure of watching live radio.
That's it. That's it. And for one, it's real. Yep. So.
Yep.
But other than that, you haven't even touched on what you was going to talk about this morning. In the green room, you said you already knew what you was going to talk about.
Well, I mean, the main thing was Trump and this judgment.
Oh, yeah.
I might have said something else. I didn't get a moment to write things down. So if I missed anything, please feel free to remind me, and we can move in that direction.
You was asking. No, you wasn't asking. You made a statement that how things are going to be with this $450 million judgment against Trump.
Yeah.
Like I always tell people, pump the brakes. And you'll notice this is a theme of mine. Pump the brakes. Don't get all overexcited. First of all, and this is for the serious people. If you know anything about Donald Trump, he's worth billions of dollars. Billions. So let's just get the notion that 455 or 450 is gonna hurt him. No, it's gonna put a dent in his pocket. It's gonna put a dent in his pocket, of course, but it ain't gonna hurt him. It's like taking $40 from me and I got $100. It ain't gonna hurt me, but it's gonna put a dent in my wallet. So at the end of the day, everything that this man is unjustly being accused of, the sad thing, he might have to come out of pocket up front. But it goes nowhere at the end of the day. So even if he's got to fork up 450, even if he's got to fork it up, he got it, first of all. So that's a moot point. Even if he's got to fork it up, he's going to get it back. He's going to get it back with interest. With interest. And I say interest because there's countersuits all over the place that they're not even talking about. Hell, I wouldn't even know about them if I didn't listen to the news long enough. But for every suit, he's got a countersuit. So, we just got to ride it out like everything else. Don't worry, Trump. I'm one of your ride or dies. I already know where it's going. It ain't going nowhere. Dave has muted himself.
I had started to say that I know you don't like to be on the theorist side, and sometimes I do. But I spent most of the weekend after hearing about the judgment. You think he should pull up stakes and leave New York and try to find a place that in the United States that is more receptive to having him there?
No. That's a punk bitch move. That's a coward move. When you hear other corporations talking about, oh, I wouldn't put my business there, I would. That's because they're not built like Trump. Trump isn't gonna let this scare him. New York is Trump's skyline. Trump isn't gonna let none of this deter him or his family from continuing to make money. And let's understand one thing. Letitia James, Letitia the Beast, as I call her in the lab, she only banned the man for 3 years. 3 years? So after 3 years, he can come back. See, that don't even make no sense. If you're gonna try to ban him for a lifetime. See, that's that tricky shit. That's that tricky shit. So we're gonna prevent Donald Trump from ever doing business in New York City for the next 3 years. Wait a minute, bitch. Wait a minute. Now, I wasn't born at night, but see, they get you with the word shit. We are gonna prevent Donald Trump from forever doing business in New York City for the next 3 years. Wait a minute. Did you put forever and only for the next 3 years in the same sentence? See, people don't listen. They don't listen. They just hear that forever part. Trump's never going to be able to come back to New York. They banned him for no. They banned him forever for the next 3 years.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you. Yeah, she just banned him forever for the next 3 years, and forever is a lot longer than the next 3 years. That's what people hear.
You know, it's crazy. They get you with that word. Well, they try to get you with that word salad. Just like they say, okay, I ain't gonna give up too much material. So if y'all want to hear the rest of my shit, y'all got to tune in tonight, Mega Monday, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
But that's just like them telling us we can't prosecute Papa because he's too old, too feeble, and too senile. And then at the next breath, they not only saying the president will be speaking tomorrow at 8, they tell you, well, Joe Biden is an asset because of his age and because of his wisdom. Which one is it, Democrats? Is he an asset because of his age and his wisdom? Which you say those are the reasons he can't be prosecuted? See, they double talk people. Wait a minute. No. You just said y'all can't prosecute him because Papa is too old and too feeble. But now you're trying to say that his age is an asset and it brings wisdom. Well, if it's an asset that brings wisdom, he could be charged with the crime there. Papa ain't too old after all. See, they're playing double dutch and they got, I don't know. But we're gonna talk about it tonight at 9.
Right.
At time.
But most of his crimes happened before he became president. When he wasn't feeble, or well, maybe he was feeble back then. But not old. But
you know how many people got caught 10, 15 years after committing a crime and wish they could have been like, well, that was back then. I really didn't know what I was doing back then. You see what had happened was, come on. But
I don't buy that from the politicians. They know exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, so we gotta sit here and make light of it. We gotta sit here and joke about it. That's what it's come to. Hey, Papa, it's laughable. It's laughable, but sad at the same time.
It is,
but sad at the same time.
Yep. We just have to make sure that. Well, see, this is the thing. Now it just keeps coming back in my mind every day. Well, which is worse, removing Papa because he's not capable of being the president, but giving Kamala Harris any taste of being president, even though she's not going to be the Democrats' candidate in 2024. Which is worse, just waiting for Papa to be done with his term and out of the White House and back in whatever nursing home they're going to put him in. But
bam, breaking news. Trump appeals $454 million New York civil fraud judgment. We knew he was going to do that. That just came out 45 seconds ago on Truth Social Details. We knew he was going to do that. And if y'all haven't subscribed to Truth Social, y'all make sure y'all go and get with your boy Donald Trump on Truth Social. Y'all see that? Just now, breaking news. But that's common sense shit. And of course, once the man appeals, it's got to go to this court and that court and that court. I don't care what circuit courts they get denied at. The Supreme Court is the actual and factual arbitrator and the last spokesperson of everything. So
right, but can we trust even a court that's Trump heavy with appointees? Can we trust them to do the right thing?
I don't trust no court but the Supreme Court.
Okay.
You know why? Because the Supreme Court ain't did no bullshit move. Not that I'm aware of since they've been doing it. Yeah, they had some people come in there with some creepy stuff. But overall, I agree with all of the choices and the decisions that the Supreme Court have made so far. They have shown themselves not to be not the Supreme Court. Now, I've heard arguments on both halves, but when the votes have come in, they've so far so good. They've come down on the right side. So I'm not going to knock them until they make that first false move. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
All right. Well, I just want to say we're live on the Patriot Lab platform, and we are live on Facebook. And we are live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Anyone is more than welcome on the Facebook side to come into the live chat, which is on my profile. If you're on YouTube, go to the Boogie with the Bull channel and come into the live chat from that side. Otherwise, William and I are just going to keep talking. So there.
See, and I give you crumbles and bits of what I'll be showing on my show, but I can't give you everything.
Yeah, no, you can't come on at 11 o'clock in the morning and do your show now, because then you might not have any reason to do it again at 9 o'clock, and we don't want you to do that.
But I'll bring y'all. I'll give y'all some more breaking shit in case you didn't know. So
okay,
y'all remember the whole big controversy on how they wanted to take down the damn Cinderella Palace after the 50th year of Disney, and all the parents and everybody was up in arms because they said that was one of the main attractions, and through peer pressure and through public opinion, they backed off that shit. Now remember, this is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Just so happened last night, guess what burnt to the ground? Guess what burnt to the ground, ladies and gentlemen? Disney's Magic Kingdom burnt to the ground.
That makes me upset, because part of the first thing on my list I had said to Donna when we were coming to move to Florida 2 years ago was that growing up, I was fortunate enough to live about 30 minutes away from Disneyland, so we were there all the time, and I was looking forward to seeing the other end of the Disney empire. And they can rebuild it, but it will never be the same. And the odds are they'll probably build something stupid in place of what was ever there, or they won't rebuild and they'll leave Florida. Who knows? I don't even want to start.
No, they are going to try to do some bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, I see some fights coming with DeSantis and whatever they're trying to do, because let's face it, now this is allegedly, the reports are it took the fire department over an hour to get first people on scene. Over an hour. Now this is one of the main attractions at Disney. So
now, see, what bothers me there is Disney right now, because DeSantis didn't win the case to make Disney pay back taxes due to the state. and start paying taxes to the state. Disney is its own, like, city, county, whatever you want to call it. And they have their own police, EMS, and fire that take care of the quote unquote residents that live within that district, as well as the park itself or the parks themselves. So when you, I believe you because you're always actual and factual, but now I have to go read whatever I can living here in Florida to try to find out why it took them 1 hour to get any EMS, fire, police response, or whether or not it was they got there and they didn't have enough, so they had to ring alarms in other cities and get them, other cities and counties, get them down there to help, and because they couldn't get help fast enough, this is what happened.
That's some good research for you then, obviously.
It is,
because I don't know what the I didn't even know they had a fire department.
Yeah, I forget what the actual neat name of the district is.
Right.
But it is a district that basically governs itself, and they do not pay taxes to the state of Florida going back to when they first opened the park over 50 years ago. And that was the problem that DeSantis had, that he didn't think that the people of Florida should be making up the taxes that Disney was not kicking in. However, they were supposed to be kicking it in. And I really didn't follow it because it was just kind of between DeSantis, and from what I had read and what I had heard and people I had talked to, it didn't really seem like he was going to win anyway.
Right.
And that he was going to get it. My only interest was for a guy who doesn't, for a state that doesn't have state income tax. You have to remember, because we don't have state income tax, our taxes on everything else are high, or we pay taxes on things that other states don't charge you taxes on. And my question was that if Disney was kicking in this $300-400 million a year that they're not paying to the state, would that lower state income taxes or other state taxes that people pay? But and DeSantis was trying to run for president, and I had a little bit of interest in the beginning because he was our governor. And then I kind of thought, well, maybe if he doesn't get as far as getting the nomination, because I don't think he would, maybe Trump would pick him up as his vice president. Then people on both sides tell me not likely that would happen because they both hate each other. Then you read things that, they hate each other one week, they love each other the next week, they're good friends they hate each other again. People tell me, and it's probably true, that since DeSantis became governor, he's been gunning for the White House. He probably has. And I'm sure every other governor in the country probably thinks about it as well.
He has. And he was doing he was doing a marvelous job until he backstabbed Trump.
Right.
See, right. Trump, people got to understand, Trump has no problem with healthy competition.
Right.
But when you backstab them and you lie on them and shit like that, that's where he draws the line. See, that's where DeSantis messed up. That's where Nikki Haley messed up. Trump, like, go do your thing. Do you, boo? You know what I'm saying? Because I got confidence in who I am, and I got confidence in my ability to overcome you and whoever else. So do you. But when you start pulling out the bats and the chains and the guns and stuff, like, see, that's what Trump loses respect for you. Once he loses respect for you, you're done. So neither one of them two got a chance in hell.
I've always said, though, that when you're a governor, or when you're running for president, and you don't even carry your home state, something's up. Like, Nikki Haley should have dropped out. Well, she did basically. As soon as she lost Florida, as soon as she lost South Carolina, it was time to get out. Same thing with DeSantis. Although I think DeSantis dropped out. Yeah, DeSantis dropped out before the Florida primary, but probably to save Trump, to make sure that Trump got that Trump carried Florida, which is his home state. But just this whole thing just gets.
It really don't matter.
It just seemed to get crazy at times. I don't think Nikki Haley had a chance of getting the nomination anyway, whether she carried South Carolina or not. I don't think she just had any chance of getting the nomination. Republicans on both sides, those that are crazy, endorsed Trump and are sitting here waiting for Trump to come back, and those that thought that he didn't have a chance in the Republican side of getting the nomination. I still don't think that Nikki Haley had a chance, and I'm surprised that she made it as far as she did, other than being the only woman in the race.
Well, when you got Democrat donors backing you, and and you're riding on their money, and because let's face it, if you got the money, nobody can force you out. But we have to also look at it as a good thing. Without the Democrats assisting Nikki Haley, we wouldn't really have been able to get a clear picture of who Nikki is and what Tricky Nikki's all about.
Right.
Thank goodness, she's part of that swamp that Donald Trump has been training for 4+ years.
Right.
So like I said, when you come out and it goes beyond healthy competition into personal, oh yeah, Don don't, because that's when you break the loyalty chain. And even he says it, when you break the loyalty chain, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, because he can never trust you again. Donald, when the Don does stuff, he don't do stuff. Put it this way: when he does stuff and he puts people, he literally does things that he is really feeling in his heart. He's feeling compassion. If he thinks somebody should be in a certain position, they're in that position because not what people around him say, because he really feels that they're going to be able to do a good job in that position, or he got another motive for putting them in that position. Just like when he told Nikki Haley, I put you at the UN because I knew old boy right here, and which he has been doing a better job as governor, whatever his name is, so he can be governor of that state. Because you know what? If Nikki Haley was the tricky Nikki as governor of that state, can you imagine? Because she's finally showed her true colors. So can you imagine her still being governor of that state with the tricky Nikki attitude?
No.
See, so that happened for a reason too.
Can't do it. The actual and factual is we don't need the rhinos anymore. We just don't need the rhinos anymore. Especially when they're a rhino in the fact that they're so deep in the Democrats' wallet that they're never going to come out.
I mean, some of the stuff that she's coming out saying against Trump, I mean, it even surprised me, and not too much surprises me nowadays. But to listen to her, okay, we don't need 2 80-year-olds running. Okay, I can go with you there, Nikki. But when you start talking about Donald Trump, everywhere he goes, he brings losses and division. And Nikki, girl, you sounding off there talking. You're doing a little too much. You're doing a little too much, because you're totally discrediting all of the good shit your boss did when he coattailed your ass to the UN and back.
Yep.
And that's not.
That is not how it is done. Nope, that is not how it is done.
But what they do to get ahead, Dave? What they do to get ahead, sir?
Well, I mean, Nikki's probably done, so I don't know what she can do to get ahead. She's just done, unless she switches parties and comes back as some
No,
kind of
no,
a,
no, no, no,
you know.
no, no,
But I don't
no.
even want to.
Patriot
I don't even
Nation,
want to go into that.
Mega Nation is not that forgiving. Once we recognize, especially now, once we recognize you as, see, because the lines have been drawn. See,
Yeah.
once we recognize you as not being an American patriot, because there's only two things: you can either be a traitor and not be for freedom, justice, and equality in the American way, or you can be on the other side of the fence.
Right.
And there's too many categories for me to all, because I'll mess one up, and that ain't,
yeah. No,
but it's crazy, Dave.
We need to bring Mega Nation back stronger than. I mean, it's still here. We just need to tune it, breathe some life into it, and remind everybody that that's basically what it was. I mean, it still is, but I mean, it's not as strong as it could be.
I mean, what's America gonna say once they stop talking about this Georgia case? Because that Georgia case, now don't take my word for it, but in my opinion, that Georgia case is getting ready to disappear quick.
Yeah.
But real quick. It's getting ready to get thrown out, the whole case and everything. Hood chick and Pimp Wade, they getting ready to get this whole case thrown out, and they ain't gonna talk about it no more.
They're not going to talk about it until Trump is back in the White House, and his lawyers, the lady who I cannot remember her name at any time, but when she drops the papers in Georgia, naming Wade, Fannie, anybody else who was involved, what are they going to do?
Oh, that is the that is the furthest thing from. And remember, if you want the full in detail scoop, I'll give you some of the little actual
9 o'clock tonight,
9 o'clock Eastern Standard. But the actual and factual of it is, they lied under oath. See, she's about to lose her law license.
Yeah.
See, they've lied under oath. She has blatantly went against the ethical code of the courtroom. See, this is no longer just about her and Wade. This is what's on spectacle now. Is you have a DA and her lover's prosecuting attorney who has gotten caught lying on the stand in one of the biggest cases ever.
And she is the one.
And this judge is not throwing his political career. He is. See, if y'all don't know, this morning he had a closed door meeting, private meeting with the best friend and attorney of Nathan Wade. Why is it closed door? Because, see, he's going to give Nathan Wade's attorney an opportunity to say, listen, though, we both in the same situation right here. We both in the same situation because I lie, because I already know she going to jail.
Right.
She gonna lose her license. The bar is getting ready to come after her. She done broke all ethical codes, and now I'm the judge that's sitting up here looking like idiot. I done let her come over, take over my courtroom. People talking about it. Listen, do you want to lose your law license? No. Is it perfect? Because these two are going down. So, do you got firsthand information because he told you as his friend? Because then that is not attorney-client privilege. We already know you've been friends for years.
Right.
Now, do you know about him and Penny Fanny personal, or you just finding out when he retained you as an attorney? Because that's the only way everything you know cannot be admissible in court. See, they're done.
Right.
They're done, and Trump's everything's about to disappear for Trump. All of this facade and smoke, and I've been telling people the whole time, this is just facade and smoke screen.
I know,
people.
But it just amazes me. It just amazes me that any lawyer would let something like this go to where you've already probably been told by the Bar Association, you can let this play out however you want, but you're going to lose your license in Georgia. You're not going to get a law license in the 49 other states. You could have let this play out. You might have got maybe a minor slap on the wrist. You might have got maybe a major slap on the wrist. But when you came out of it, you might have still had your law license. Because the thing about a lawyer is you can be on top, you can have the right clients, and you can make billions of dollars a year. And you can be a lawyer and have the wrong clients and still make billions of dollars a year doing your job.
But Dave, this is where you can't. This is, and I'm so glad I'm able to talk to you about this. But if y'all want to know the full detail, you already know what to do. This is the difference, though, because there's always a difference. This isn't ethical, okay?
Right.
What you're talking about is an ethical code,
right?
When you go into the situation knowing that you're lying, it's no longer ethical.
Right.
Well, it can be ethical, but then it gets into the moral criteria.
No, it's not.
These two
ethical.
individuals sat in a courtroom, looked at the judge, and knowingly 1000% lied about everything they did. Now, these two, this is their lane. Don't they know that technology is a mother? But when you're desperate, you throw all caution to the wind.
When you're the district attorney and you're talking to a prosecutor, you know what's going on.
They recovered over 12,000 text emails.
I know, but you're not stupid. You know what's gonna. Excuse my English, but rather than saying it the way I normally do, the shit's gonna hit the fan. Normally, I say the bull excrement is going to hit the oscillating blades above your head, and there's going to be a storm coming down. Because I want to be nice and I don't want Facebook to get mad at me. But the shit is going to hit the fan. It's already hit the fan. It's already hit the fan. And there's nothing they can do to save it.
They're doing it for a higher power. And, the actual and factual is they have no choice. They're being told exactly what to do. They've been put in positions with no qualifications to do what they do, to do exactly what they do and what they're doing right now. So it's no mystery. It's because they really believed they was untouchable. They thought they was under the iron grip, the iron claw of the Biden regime, whoever regime this may be. They really thought they was untouchable. But see, this administration gives out so much false promises. They give out false promises. They give out false information. Everything about them is false. So, I said it from the beginning. Why my people? Why my people? Why are y'all willing? Because I'm sure you probably worked hard. 80% to get where you was going. I'm sure, because they don't just pluck dummies out of there. They got to pluck people who are good at taking orders, good at articulating shit. See, because I tell people all the time, there ain't no two white women that they could have picked to do what the Ratchet Twins is doing to Trump. Letitia James and Fannie Willis, you couldn't have picked two white women and put those in those roles and get them to demonize and attack and be somewhat convincing to a certain population about Donald Trump. Them sisters got attitudes. Them sisters, that's why I call them ratchet, because they went hood chick on them.
Yep.
They went straight hood chick. And see what happened? They allowed the elites to let them use their charisma against them. See, because we as black folk, we are very charismatic. We are very emotional. So they got them to do exactly what they was doing. Play their role to the T. Hey, give them Oscars. Thank God for the truth, though. Oh, they play a hell of a role on lies. I mean, if we didn't know, the actual and factual, they'd be damn convincing. They good at what they do. That's why I tell people, these people are not dumb.
Okay.
They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what the hell's going on.
And when they end up, when Letitia and Fanny, and I don't remember Wade's first name, but when they end up in court waiting to be prosecuted, they're not likely to give up the names of the people who put them where they are, or that put them in the positions that led to them being where they are.
See,
because they're not going to do that, because even if two white women did it, it's a death sentence.
Listen. Y'all must, and I'm not going off on my people, but y'all must don't watch enough Next 48 or anything like that. Listen, let me get close to the camera.
No, I watch too many white shows like
Nathan Wade
and all of them.
Nathan Wade, Letitia James, and Fannie Willis, given the opportunity to tell it all. Oh, they coming out with their own reality show, because at the end of the day, they too young. They already got money. And those some real black folk. They ain't going down for the man. They don't know nothing about loyalty. This new generation, this new breed, they don't know shit about loyalty. They're not like Joe. They're not built like the old guard. The old guard, they going down. They taking their secrets to the grave with them, because see, they got family and legacy and all this shit that they worrying about after them. This new guard, they know, they see too much life ahead of them. You think they go, hell no, Letitia and Nathan Wade, they had years of cruises planned to the Caribbean and shit.
Yeah.
You think they gonna let shit? Ain't no way in hell. That's just my opinion.
No, that's what I meant. They're not. It's not like they're gonna walk in with the diagrams and everything and go, "This is who above me and above them."
Hey,
they're just not gonna do it.
We get ready to find out what them. We get ready to find out exactly from Nathan Wade what them White House meetings was all about.
Right.
Oh, believe me, we get ready to find out from Fannie Willis what them White House meetings was all about. Believe me, we get ready to find out from Letitia James who put you up to this.
Right now,
who put you up to this?
You say they're all getting ready to do their reality shows and this, that, and the other thing, and then my first question is, what network is going to buy it other than Netflix?
The American people. Oh man, do you know what it's going to be like watching these individuals expose the government? Do you know, expose the dirt? People will tune in and pay for this. They don't need. Fannie Willis can just start some shit called Fannie Willis if she's willing to tell the truth. Nathan Wade, the Nathan Wade Network, all for exposing and telling the actual and factual, what people already feel but can't put their hands on. Oh no, you make your own.
I'm sure Oprah, excuse my English, Oprah Windbag will probably want it on the Oprah Winfrey Network.
No. See.
You know,
people need, and people have to understand, there's certain people that have slipped quietly out of the limelight. and they are no longer going to really return to the spotlight because there's too much that is overcasting on they shit. See, so they done. They done. Oprah is praying that her name stays out of the spotlight.
Right, but I think
and all the missing kids. Oh shit, she don't
that.
want her name.
But I think if you look at the fact that she started with nothing and built the Oprah Winfrey Network into something that meant something, that did something, that accomplished something, and then she lost $500 million just because Silicon Valley Bank went under. That part of the greed of building the Oprah Winfrey Network, I can understand, but that part of being an entrepreneur, of starting with nothing and building a business that unfortunately your bank went down, probably because you were greedy, but your bank went down and took your $500 million with you. I don't think for a moment that the Oprah Winfrey Network won't at one point be back much higher than maybe it is now, that maybe it slipped now. Netflix is still here, and the Obamas are still the chief executive producers of almost every new TV show on Netflix.
Well, I'll address this. And once again, this is just tip of the iceberg. So, and I only bring this to Boogie with the Bull because I know majority of you are, how would y'all say today, Caucasian, as you know, I'm black, so I know y'all don't get down like that. But
well, you can say it. We're just stupid people looking for the actual and factual.
No, it's
because I am. And I even said to Randy Rhodes the other day, I really appreciate having you on, because the other day I forget what I said, you might remember, but you actually corrected me. And I actually liked when that happened.
They talk about it on a lot of the African platforms.
Okay.
Platforms. There are people out there, and I'm learning this myself, called gatekeepers.
Yeah.
These are people who are put in position and elevated by the elites.
Yep.
So they one day build massive followings.
Right.
That are able to use them as tools to turn people by the masses against certain people. So you ask yourself, how did and her real name isn't no, that's somebody else. But Oprah and Whoopi, these two black women, go from the color purple to where they are now. And this is the thing. Every other black woman that's out there in the media or entertainment world is under their umbrella. You got your Gayle Kings. You have the one with the gold hair. So if you ain't down with a certain clique, and they call them gatekeepers.
Yep.
For the men, there are certain gatekeepers keep the men in line. Certain men have been elevated and put in position by the powers to be to gain control of the minds of masses and get these mass followings, and then to be unleashed into whatever they want them to be. So I'll be doing some stories on the gatekeepers also. So that just goes to the comment of what you made, how Oprah got to where she is.
Yep.
Well, when people are put in certain positions and given certain privileges that others aren't entitled to give, and then put in a position to, one, make sure they keep everybody else at a certain distance from where they really trying to get to, and two, to try to get them to have a certain way of thinking.
Yep. I do want to say, as we wrap up this Boogie with the Bull in the next few minutes, I do want to send out thoughts, prayers, and I don't care how anybody reacts to me, but thoughts and prayers to Wendy Williams, who I guess has been diagnosed or has gone public with the fact that she is experiencing some kind of dementia like the rest of us. And I've always enjoyed watching her show. Unfortunately, I did see the one or two shows live where she shut off and fell down. And
I've always got down with Wendy Williams.
Terrible. But I always enjoyed watching Wendy's show. I always
You know why? You know why? Now, there might be people out there that might have heard Wendy say some off the cuff or some off the wall shit or some shit they don't agree with. But me personally, I can't. And I used to watch her a lot. I can't remember her ever saying nothing that really turned me off to make me say, I ain't watching this B no more. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, kudos. I didn't know she was, got diagnosed with dementia. Prayers out to her and her family. Because like I said, I've never personally heard her say anything that,
My wife and I were talking the other day, and I had gotten upset at her that when you look at the stories line and you're reading the Facebook news feed and people are posting this person died, that person died, I said to her, it really bothers me when people do that. And then she had said something about Bruce Willis having I forget what it is, frontal template or something, dementia, but it's just the dementia is in the front part of his brain. Okay. And I had said to her, that's what he has. And then she was reading somewhere and she said, Wendy Williams has it. And when people tell me or ask me, did I know that Robin Williams had it? They have to keep me from wanting to fall down and cry. But there wasn't to move into that, other than, like I said, it was just me sending out prayers to Wendy and her son and even her ex-husband, because she's always spoken highly of her ex-husband, even though I guess he was not a good guy. But
I know nothing about her history or anything, but I just know her from watching her show.
I know, but it was a good show. Just someone who didn't necessarily need the card she flipped over playing blackjack and ended up on our side. Anyways, the Patriots Lab will be live on Facebook, all over Facebook and in all of our groups and every place else. The Ray posts tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, so adjust your time accordingly, because 9 p.m. Eastern means it's 9 o'clock in the Eastern time zone. So you can watch.
Is that past your bedtime?
It can be. It depends on depends on how the day goes. Right now we're kind of adjusting some meds. So I'll be watching. I'll be watching. You do the broadcast and I'll be watching and I'll be taking notes. And I
don't take notes. Participate. They love it. They love you in the chat.
Well, maybe, yeah, I'll participate in the chat, but I'll be watching. And we are back Wednesday and Friday this week at our normal 10 o'clock time, and you are more than welcome to join us. And so is anyone else, as I say. But closing thoughts, William, closing thoughts?
No, sir. As always, it's been a pleasure to be on here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. And you are welcome anytime you wish. So like I said, that's Wednesday and Friday at 10 a.m. and Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I guess I'm allowed to say that Jen Woodruff will be with us Tuesday and Thursday. So if that makes any difference to you making a decision to come on, please join us.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, Ray. I always tease at this part of the broadcast. Do you want to ignite your own parachute, or do you want me to do it for you?
You can, brother.
All right, Ray. All right, let's see. Kudos to the Patriots Lab for putting up with our abuse for the last hour. I always enjoy having Ray on because we do get picked up everywhere that the Patriots Lab platform goes, and they're just about everywhere we wish we could be. But being the no budget broadcasting company, we can't always get there. I do want to thank Andy Ryan Hasselbart, who I have seen in some of our groups. I have seen watching Boogie with the Bull, the Tuesday and Thursday 7 p.m. broadcast. Thank you for watching. William Rayfield was watching. I was watching. I didn't get enough time to put the promo up for 11 o'clock. Something happened at the last minute, about 10:15, and I had to actually, it was earlier. It was about coming up on 10 o'clock, and I was going to have to post that we were going to, I did actually post that we were going to push it to 11 o'clock, and I apologize for that, but I'm usually a pretty good stickler on time. So like I said, Wednesday and Thursday, Morning Caffeine will be back at 10 a.m. Eastern, so adjust your time accordingly. If you want to be on the broadcast, you need to let me know by 9:30 a.m. Wednesday and Friday, or you can always ask for a link, and depending on who else is on the broadcast with me, we'll bring you on. Usually we'll bring you on. Anyway, Randy Rhodes was invited to join us today. We did send him a link. I don't know what happened. I do know what happened. There was a conversation, but we're not going to get into drama and whatever. We're just going to go. So anyway, like I said, if you want to be on a Boogie with Bull Morning Caffeine Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we go live at 10 a.m. You need to let me know by 9:30 a.m. And one of two things, you either come in after I go live at 10 o'clock, which I really don't like, or you meet me live in the StreamYard studio at about 9:50 and we all go on together. I prefer that we do it that way, because that way I know everybody's going to be here, rather than hoping at 10 o'clock that you're going to pop in after I sent you the link. But life doesn't always go the way I want it to go. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to whenever it ends, and Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. to usually about 8:30 when it ends. And we are working on a rare Saturday morning Boogie with the Bulls. They will be coming up, as there are craft shows, and I'm the only one home, or the only one in the studio, and able to use the bedroom as a studio. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin. You're not. This is the part of the program. I really have to slow down, because yes, the dementia starts. When I start speed talking, the dementia scrambles my brain and my tongue gets tied. So this is the part of the broadcast where I say you have been watching Boogie with the Bull, Monday Morning Caffeine, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. If you have questions on what we own and what we don't own, let me know, and we'll get it worked out. Our groups on Facebook: American Regulators, Boogie with the Bull, True Patriot Talk. Let's see. Then we jump down to MAGA News Nation, Red Patriots for America. Then we get into the Great American Nation. The Hardcore Conservatives group is back. And then we go down to the there's one I'm leaving out, but the United Media Group Uncensored. Then we get down to, don't forget, the Red MAGA Nation with Roland Hatton. Then we go down from there to the World Stands as One Against Government Overreach. The World Stands as One Against Government Overreach. And then the newest one, our new MAGA group, Who's With Me, a Donald Trump supporting group, a MAGA supporting group, a Conservative Patriot supporting group. And those are our groups here on Facebook. We do recommend that you take a look at Americans for Free Speech. We do recommend that you take a look at Conservative Freedom Defenders. We do recommend that you take a look at a lot of other groups. As I often say, if you are an admin of groups and you want to come on and plug your group or groups, you're more than welcome to do that. If you're a fellow broadcaster, whether you are a conservative patriot like myself or you're a leftist socialist Democrat, you're still welcome to come on and plug yourself. The only thing that we ask is that you treat everybody on the broadcast with you the same way you want to be treated, and not have a boogie with the blowout like we did when we had the nice man from the other side of the party, other side of the aisle, who just decided he was going to out scream and out yell everybody. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin. You're not. Thank you for the privilege of abusing your time. We will be back on Wednesday at 10 a.m., like I said. And actually, no, we will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. here on Facebook and the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Then Wednesday morning, we will be back at 10 a.m. with a Boogie with the Bull morning caffeine. We are going to plug this beautiful thing before we go. The Boogie with the Bull ceramic mug. If you hold it in your left hand, as a leftist socialist Democrat does, it supports Boogie with the Bull. And if you hold it in the right hand, as a conservative patriot, it shows that you support Boogie with the Bull. The mug itself is $10, but it costs $10 more to get it safely shipped to you so that it doesn't break. So it's $20 total. You have one option right now. If you have Venmo, you Venmo me the $20, and I will get it to Jen, and Jen will get the cup sent to you in about 3 weeks. And that's how it goes. Otherwise, if Jen wants you to Venmo the money to her, then we will serve you over to Jen Woodruff, and you can Venmo the money to her. We don't make anything on the mug, okay? I wanted the mug. Randy Griesenbeck made the red, white, and blue bull, and Jen Woodruff added the words "Boogie with the Bull" uncensored, and I picked the white mug. And but I don't make any money on it. We don't want any money on it. We never did this to start making money, paying ourselves, paying any staff, paying whatever. The only bill that we have right now is paying StreamYard every month to make sure we have live streaming service available. And right now I pay that myself. But as we grow, who knows? We are interested in having sponsors as opposed to advertisers. Sponsors are, we will read a sponsorship announcement on your business throughout the broadcast, probably 4 times throughout the broadcast. And if you are so inclined, you can donate gear from your business, hats, t-shirts, ceramic mugs, travel mugs, whatever you have, and we will give them away, and those people will contact you, and you can make sure that you send them out to those people. And we would really appreciate that. If you're looking for the best cup of coffee advertised on Facebook, I want you to go look at Fat Cup Coffee Company and their website and see if you find things on there that you would buy. If you would, or if you do find things that you would buy, when you go to buy, make sure you mention to them that you heard about them on Boogie with the Bull, because I'm interested in having them do some sponsorships that would allow us to do trade outs of Fat Cup Coffee Company gear. And that might bring in others. I can't really tell you, but I like Fat Cup Coffee Company. Robin Brunson sent us a bag of the house coffee, and really good. And I really enjoyed it. Anyway, like I said, don't miss William Rayfield at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight on Facebook with the Patriots Lab. You'll see the rest of the broadcast that he hinted about on today's Boogie with the Bull. Anyway, I'm Dave Globin. You're not. I'm going to fly up and hit this one, double B's for victory. This Boogie with the Bull broadcast is going to come to an end. We're going to slide down right here and do it one more time, double B's